Do you want someone to come back to you? Do you want that feeling of incompleteness to finally end? Then what you must do is not to run after them. I know it's an uncomfortable feeling, but stepping back is far more powerful than chasing. Human psychology, especially when it comes to emotions, operates much more complexly than expected. And unfortunately, like most people, when we reach a breaking point, we tend to make the same mistakes. Blocking, begging, demanding an explanation. None of these bring someone back, and these behaviors are mostly perceived as weakness, leaving no real impact. Sometimes the strongest effect comes from stepping back, from being balanced, and from returning to your life as it was before. I'm not going to suggest that you block them or suppress your feelings. Quite the opposite. I want you to feel your emotions for a while and control them. How you show your feelings and to whom you show them determines the impression you leave on that person. And that impression is built not by asking for explanations, but by managing your emotions correctly. People who live their lives quietly, without drama, without demanding answers, they spark far more curiosity. When you protect your silence, most of the time, the person who gave up on you enters a kind of internal chaos. Things didn't go as planned. After your absence, a chain of questions begins to circle inside their mind. What is he, she thinking? Why isn't he, she saying anything? This time it's so quiet. Why haven't they called yet? These questions trigger more curiosity day by day. Let me ask you something. Have you ever managed to make someone think of you without doing or saying anything? Share it with me in the comments if you have. If you'd like, you can even share a memory from your experience. And if this video brought you any awareness, just write how you felt before watching it and how you feel after in the comments. That's all you need to do. Now I'm going to talk to you about what you should do when you hear something that hurts you, or when you face a difficult situation, or when you receive a message that upsets you, if your first instinct is to react. To explain yourself, you must stop this first. Take a deep breath. The reaction you give within seconds may cause you more pain. Don't react immediately. Don't give explanations or go into defense mode. First, try to remain calm. From that moment on, by doing nothing, you've already started to make them think. Silence is not complete disappearance. It is temporarily fading from view. A planned withdrawal is a state of stillness that leaves the other person alone with questions. If the person expects a reaction from you, a plea, an attempt to convince, and you do not respond in the way they want, the balance shifts, power changes hands. It may not happen that very minute. It may take a day, a week, but eventually that curiosity takes over their mind. This strategy slowly starts to work against them, not you. Why didn't they respond? Why didn't they say anything? Maybe they don't love me as before. Otherwise, they wouldn't stay this quiet. These questions begin to occupy their thoughts intensely, because in the human mind, there is no room for emptiness. Those gaps must be filled with answers. Unanswered questions are the most mentally disturbing things. The message you don't send, the moment you don't feel the need to explain yourself, the apology you never write, becomes a silent protest that changes the rules of the game. It's your answer, given by doing nothing. The best part? The other person doesn't yet know what that answer is. Silence, in such emotional manipulation dynamics, is the strongest response you can give, until the other person finally breaks it. But this strategy will have a different impact depending on the person. The important part is this: use silence because you value yourself, not to prove that you don't care about them. Show your boundaries this way. With silence, you protect your limits and you teach them how they should treat you. However, silence should not turn into a permanent breakup unless that's what you truly want. When the time is right, you should be ready to speak clearly, but you should not be the one who initiates it. Remember, they were the one who hurt you. Otherwise, the process in which you gave yourself space will not work as a response, but will instead create an atmosphere that repeatedly puts you in the same painful cycle, even though you're the one who is right. You must manage this process consciously, along with your emotions. Remember, stepping back to protect the balance between you and to teach them how to treat you. Holding back your reaction, which proves your ability to control your emotions, is the first step that changes the rules of the game. This person will most likely expect you to react immediately. If they get what they want, they will feed from your emotions. Your emotional reactions or panic give them the power they seek. That's why not reacting changes the dynamics. When you remain calm and unresponsive, the scenario they had in mind collapses. Don't let them feed off your emotions. Rewrite the story and catch them off guard. Your silence will eventually make them panic, because you are no longer the old you, and your reactions are now different. They couldn't manipulate your emotions as before, and they lost control along the way. Being able to control your emotions requires great discipline. Whatever hurt you, whatever broke you, stay silent for that moment. This will even make them secretly start admiring you, because people have deep respect for those who can control themselves. When you stay silent, you prevent their possible reaction too. It's something they absolutely didn't expect. Protect your boundaries. This armor strengthens your power and your dignity, because now where you direct your energy is clear. You have deprived them of the chance to feed from it. This is a powerful method of emotional boundary setting and can even lead to a longer-lasting relationship. They expect an explanation or visible sadness. But when you step back and calmly respond to it, it creates a massive void in their emotional world. Here's the crucial part. You must step back without suppressing your emotions, but by controlling them and delaying your reaction consciously. The only thing you need is to stay unresponsive for a while and manage timing properly. Ultimately, not reacting is the clearest answer you can give, because remaining silent in a controlled manner is not something everyone can do. When it comes to emotions, staying calm elevates you to a higher level of consciousness. The most difficult emotions to control are sadness and anger. So remember, in silence, your partner encounters a very different scenario from what they expected. First, it creates curiosity. Then, curiosity becomes sorrow. And after some time, they feel the desire to reach out to you. And that is the moment when control is officially yours. Only when they feel like they're losing you do they begin to understand you. So when you step back, you're not losing. You are actually letting your partner gain awareness. But here is the delicate point. There is a difference between stepping back and escaping from your emotions. Someone who runs away does so because they fear loss and don't want their pride further hurt. Therefore, they can't control their emotions. But someone who steps back does it strategically. They wait for the right moment, reflect, and give themselves time. Distance sometimes builds the strongest bonds in relationships. Constantly trying to reach someone, continuously explaining yourself, makes you less significant. But when you step back, the other person starts to feel your absence. Habituated behaviors come to a halt and an inner questioning begins. Stepping back subtly gives your partner the message, "You might lose me." Done correctly, without saying or doing anything, it shifts the entire balance. Because the goal here is not to win a fight, it's to remind your partner of your value. Someone who is certain that they will not lose you, who thinks your love is guaranteed, will not respond immediately to your withdrawal, until that feeling of loss takes over them. And that's when they begin to understand your worth. When stepping back, don't disappear completely, and don't hold grudges either. Everyone has ups and downs. Maybe you met your partner during one of theirs. But even in crisis, you may need this withdrawal to teach them how to treat you. Instead of spending time with them, you begin to spend time with yourself. Maybe take a break from social media. Find new hobbies instead of constantly thinking. Remember, social people are generally perceived as more attractive. Let them miss your presence in your absence. So shift your focus away from them and turn it towards yourself. If your partner does not miss you when you step back, then that is the clearest answer you need. But if they do miss you, you'll definitely know. Whether they call or not may vary from person to person, but at the very least, you'll have maintained your self-respect. You'll have created mutual balance. During this time, your social life will help protect you from negative emotions. This is not a war, it's a state of awareness. It's not about them returning to you. It's about your return to yourself. Cutting off communication is more about temporarily stopping the mental connection than physical distancing. Physically stepping back is easy. Mentally cutting the bond is the hard part. Constantly thinking of them makes them feel that energy. You trap yourself within the withdrawal. This exhausts you internally. Maintaining mental distance is only possible by reconnecting with yourself. Move away from them. Move closer to yourself. While trying to preserve a relationship, constantly sacrificing yourself often leads to neglecting who you are without even realizing it. By stepping back, you give yourself a chance to remember the you that you've been neglecting. During this process, thoughts like, "Do they miss me? What are they thinking? Will they come back?" will occupy your mind. Don't worry. In time, you'll get your answers straight from them, positive or negative. Either way, the uncertainty will be gone. During this period, you must return to your own world and become the best version of yourself. Maybe they thought of you, maybe not, but you thought of yourself. Silence is a heavy burden for someone who is thinking. At first, this silence may bring them calm, but then discomfort and always an impact, because the mind wants to complete what is incomplete. Every response you didn't give, every emotion you didn't explain. The other person tries to answer them in their own mind, but fails. Because they know those are not your words, and you're still able to manage the cycle in silence. Silence is a kind of telepathic communication system. When you give yourself time, you become a better version of yourself, and noticing this is inevitable. Creating mental space is both a method of self-protection and a process of reshaping your life. The life you shape in your silence will reflect in your future relationships, and you'll start to see the positive effects of this awareness. Some goodbyes are silent, but leave a mark. No fights, no confrontations, but they do leave a void. This wall built with silence is the method often chosen by people who want to make someone forget without hurting them. Stepping back consciously leaves a moment inside the other person. Leaving a positive impression is not done by raising your voice, but by keeping balance. If your partner knows what they've done and how they pushed you into loneliness, then your silence forces them into self-reflection. They talk, but you don't respond. They don't write, but you move on with your life. However, even in your silence, you cannot deny your emotions. This is a graceful departure. There are people who slam the door on their way out. You simply walk out quietly. It's impossible to not recognize the difference, because you are someone who leaves with awareness, and the void you leave is deeper. When you step back, you give the other person a chance to think. Because you didn't deliver the final word, you leave them alone with many unanswered questions. And those unanswered questions spinning in their mind speak for you. But while doing so, avoid belittling gestures. This is not about making them feel worthless. It's about you protecting your worth. This attitude causes them to respect you and makes you unforgettable. Anyone can leave, but not everyone knows how to leave with grace. To leave quietly without hurting, that is what makes you unforgettable. Because people often remember those who made them feel bad with anger, but they remember those who made them think with respect. And the calmer you remain when facing this situation, the clearer you stay in their mind. So, to leave a mark, you don't need volume. You need balance. Someone who leaves without speaking has said many things without doing anything. Just know how to remain balanced even under difficult circumstances. If you text non-stop, call endlessly, you become less visible. Your messages may eventually go unread, but when you go silent and step back, you change something. Your partner senses that change, because now they listen not to your voice, but to your absence. And that's usually when you start noticing signs of return. Your silence gives your partner space to reflect on their behavior towards you. What are they doing? What would they say if they were here? All these questions, without answers, revolve in their mind. When those questions turn toward you, then they will find the answers. Because your silence makes them confront their inner voice. And that voice leaves them no choice but to consider coming back. Some people don't return right after a breakup. Character plays a big role here. They might be very egotistical, very stubborn. But over time, your lack of reaction, your refusal to chase makes them think deeply. Did they forget me? Is it over this time? These questions, with no clear answers, push them to think the most. Not every return happens out of regret. But most of the time, that return is a result of the boundaries you set. Because you directed your energy not toward them, but toward yourself. And they felt that. Things did not go as planned, and they realized they can no longer control you. Here's what matters most. Whether they come back or not, you are now in full control within your own energy field. Their return may make you happy or not. Either way, you now hold the power. Once you begin respecting yourself, the process is complete. Eventually, stepping back yields its outcome. It may not be immediate. It may not happen the way you expect. But after you walk away, focus on who you become. Because what truly matters is not whether they return, but who you become after stepping back. Sometimes, to succeed, it's not effort that's required, but withdrawal. Silence is not complete disappearance. It's making your presence felt without being seen. Remember, the secret lies in balance. If you found something of yourself in this video, you now know how you should act and why you felt those emotions so deeply. Today, you didn't call them, you didn't send a message, but you gave them enough space to miss you. If this video helped you understand who you really need to become, leave a comment below. Because the awareness you gain here matters to me, and I'd love to see your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to turn on notifications, subscribe to help grow this channel, and support more content like this. Maybe during the next video, you'll find yourself in a line you never expected during your personal journey. See you in the next video.